All right. So tomorrow is the big day, and maybe it's not. Maybe it is. Doesn't really matter because you're farther along than you were, goodness, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. When did we start? So, we wanted to kick off tonight with some recognition of what you guys have done over the last 4 weeks and celebrate because you guys should pat yourselves on the back because you're still showing up. You're still on this call. Um, the fact that you have committed and stuck through is huge. And you're just going to keep going and keep pushing yourself. And that commitment is like, bravo to everybody who's still here. Because that's the key thing. Like, if you show up, you're going to be here and you're going to move forward. If you don't show up, then you're not, you know? It's as simple as that. So, who wants to celebrate some people first? What's up, Brittany?
Well, I don't have anybody to celebrate per se, but I will just speak. I was on a huge struggle bus, to use Cheryl's words, in January. And I joined Josh Coates' push group. And it definitely, it's been great, but nothing has pushed me more than this group. And I mean that truly, like getting on the 8 a.m. Power hours. It's been just the consistency that I need and the accountability that I need. So that to me is like, I'm so grateful for this, and I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to do it with everybody. I hope we keep going because I haven't reached the goals that I would like to reach. So yeah, that's me. That's what I'm grateful for right now.
Definitely. I agree. Like March was a struggle for me. And I kind of started like second guessing myself and then like joining forces with all of you guys. Bam. Like it definitely pushed me out of my comfort zone and just trying to like level up alongside of everybody else will get you going. I want to shout out a couple of my girls who are in this group who have been pushing. Cheryl Brown signed a new customer. She's at Success Club too, so that's awesome for May. She's been sharing on her stories consistently, doing polls, like getting interactions up. I've loved watching it every day, so I'm super proud of her. And inviting. Inviting was kind of like a huge thing, scary thing for her since she's been doing that consistently. So congratulations, it's paying off. I am proud of you. And then Dina, I'm gonna shout you out. You are also at Success Club too. You signed a new coach, you signed a new customer. You've added to your friends so much, and you have been so consistent, like with your workouts, with showing up, with your power hours, and like you said, it's those baby steps. So way to go. I am super proud of you. Anna, doing her power hour daily consistently with 3 little tiny ones running around is amazing. And getting your personal trainer certificate while you had a newborn to 6 months old is insane. And I'm just so proud that you continue to show up and just share your reality on your stories. I love it. And that's just going to attract so many more people to you. So good job. And then I have Terry, who's not on here. I wanted to shout her out because she's coached with me for a while, and she has 4 girls, and she works full time, and I know her time is super important. But she has increased her invites to 40 a day. She will not go to bed now until they are done. She's working at night. Like, she's found joy in the business again and really made it work for her. She's got share carts out, she's got conversations, and I'm just super proud of her, especially in the crazy time that it is. So congratulations to my girls. Anybody else want to take it away?
I'll go. Can I go? Okay, sorry I'm late. I am super grateful for salad on my third day of my refresh. And all of a sudden I got shaky and I was like, holy crap, I haven't eaten or drank my little shake. But I am alcohol free for 3 days, which might not seem like a big deal. But during COVID, that is like, woo! So with saying that, I do want to shout out my girls. Not everybody's on this call right now, but that's okay. I'm still going to shout everybody out. I'm going to shout who's on this call first. Mariah Nixon, you guys, she's been freaking rocking it, and she has been coming on these calls. She has been more freaking consistent than I have been since COVID started. Like every day, it's that 6 a.m. our time. I know for most of you guys, it's 8 a.m. She comes on every single day. She's asking questions. During this time, she signed up, what, 2 or 3 coaches, Mariah? Two, but she's like, oh yeah, I'm like talking to this girl and this girl. I'm like, holy cow, like it's awesome. And it shows that consistency over time pays off. And I know at the beginning it feels like you're talking to yourself, but really it does make a difference. And with her, she's actually decided to quit teaching because she does have some health stuff that's been going on like for a long time, and she's just going to rock up this business and do some other stuff. And it's pretty incredible. So I just want to shout her out. Courtney Bigger is on this call. She has been freaking rocking it as well. Courtney's been a coach of mine for a while and then kind of took some time. Her dad had passed away and she just kind of sat there but she was involved, and I could see her kind of checking on our stuff. And during this time, she decided to kind of like come back, and she works out consistently. She's hopping on our calls in the morning. Like it's been amazing. Melissa Clone is not on this, but she is at Success Club 6 right now. Last month, I think she hit 14. Like she is like so close to diamond. It's crazy. And so that's pretty awesome. She's definitely moved a lot further ahead during this time. And then Emily, she is not on this call either, but she signed up right during COVID, has been freaking rocking it. She's been signing up men, women. She doesn't have any coaches under her, but she has been hitting close to Success Club for the last 2 months. And Alyssa, who's not on here, but she's just had her first baby. I keep saying second, they want to, but she just had her first baby. Super consistent with her power hours and things like that, just has been doing different times as she's sleep deprived. But my team, I feel, is on fire, and they are so consistent, and I'm just proud of them, and it's been amazing. So go girls, love it.
I'll go. All right. So I first want to shout out Emily. And Emily, seeing you on this call, like you're changing. You're looking different. She is down 7 pounds. Starting to be mindset just this week. So that's amazing. Can you guys hear me? Because it's saying my connection's messed up again. Okay, great. So go, Emily. I want to shout out Lauren. Okay, Lauren, I gave her a challenge of doing 20 invites a day. So I'm breaking up. All right, so Lauren, I challenged her 20 invites a day, and she's been rocking the 20 invites a day. I also have Amanda, who's not on this call. She only signed up a little over a week ago, and she's already at SC4. So she's already helped 2 people. She has amazing transformation, and she's already helped 2 people on their journey. And I want to shout out Brittany, Amy, and Sarah for pushing my ass and getting my ass up in the morning and, helping push me in my business. So what I have to say. I don't know if you could hear me because I think my internet call. Who's next?
I'll go if nobody else is going to go. So I'm going to shout out Lori. She's on the call, and since we started this group, she got her diamond back, or excuse me, her emerald back. So she's doing that. She's also launched her own website, and she's doing a virtual yoga studio where she's doing virtual classes from her studio. She's got that up going, and she's just being more consistent and adding customers and coaches, running a great challenge group. And it's, I'm really proud of her. And I also helped another coach who's been with me for a while, but she got her to Emerald. So things are starting to crank back up, and this group has just helped me personally be more intentional. So thank you guys.
I want to shout out Tammy real quick for showing up every day on Power Hours for weeks now. I love your consistency. I know we've only known each other a short time, but or like, known each other.
Right.
But I love waking or getting up and seeing your face on those calls and you telling me what the work is going to be like or the prep is going to be like. And I just know your business. I don't know exactly what you're doing because I'm not Stacy, but I just know you're showing up. So I wanted to shout you out.
Thank you.
All right. If your upline is not on here, shout yourself out, please.
I would actually like to just thank you guys. I'm not a person who shouts myself out because it's kind of uncomfortable, but I do want to thank you guys for this group. It wasn't super pushy. It wasn't competitive, and that is something I do not thrive in. It was loving. It was kind. And you guys really made it easy to show up, and that for me was really a huge thing in my life. So I thank you guys for this group, all of my little coordinators. It was great, and the support has been amazing.
Thank you, Cheryl. Who else? Anybody want to share anything? All right. So I think we had a couple of questions in the chat today that we wanted to cover. Let me find it real quick. Or if you put it in there, just bring it up.
It was about coming up with posts. And whoever did the finger up, I thought was funny because I wanted to do the same thing. Yes, Megan, I'm with you. It was like, yeah, me too. Help me with posts. That's a struggle for me too. I can do stories because it's just life, but thinking about a powerful message is a struggle.
Yeah, me too. And it's also super time consuming for me to like write out and think, and it takes me like 45 minutes to write a post.
Anybody
I'll
want to take
talk
this?
about, whoops. Do you want me
I
to
said,
go?
anybody want to take this? Go ahead.
I'll talk about posts. So Brittany reached out to me asking if I would share about posts. And I was like, wow, I love that I look like I've got it together, but I'm going to teach you some little hacks about my posts. Today I actually kind of wrote a post, not really. I changed it. So some days I'm really inspired, like all of us, right? So those days I like write posts and I try to be able to touch on different things every single week. There's that one tracker, I don't have it in front of me. It's out there with my kids, but the yellow tracker that has a different post each week. Or each day of the week, I do try to kind of focus on that. Lately I've been trying to do more coaching posts, but honestly today I didn't really know what I wanted to post. I had a picture, but not a post. So I went into Facebook to memories and I found a post from 2 years ago that I did, and I tweaked it. And so honestly, that has been my hack for a while. I try, if I steal it directly and exactly, is rare, but sometimes I do that. And so I think the biggest thing for me, I do try to post 2 times a day. I'm also right now trying to post questions, like today, like for instance, I do want to buy a new vacuum. So I ask people about it. People on Facebook want to give their opinion all the time. And so sometimes those posts or doing, I said this maybe on the last call, or I said this recently, but sometimes even doing a meme that's funny before you do another post will help your other posts as well. But I don't think you guys have to overthink it. If things come up in your mind that are inspiring, write it down or steal stuff that you've done from memories too. So that's like a little hack that I do. I don't know if that's helpful, but it works for me.
Amy, do you sit down and do your caption like at a pop? Like, no.
Wait, say it again. At a pot, what do you mean?
Like, do you just like for example, it's 8:20 and I haven't done a post today. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to try to think about something inspiring, or sometimes life, you know, like whatever. I have a cute kid that always goes over well, but like to do something that like the caption that's meaningful. Like you do really good captions. Do you sit down and just knock it out? Or if like you have a thought, do you put it in notes, or like, how do you come up with different meaningful content?
So sometimes notes, again, I have that tracker, so I do pay attention potentially to what that should be for the day. And so I kind of start thinking about it. You know, even in the morning, it's like, God, like Sundays are always hard because I feel like Sundays I work around the house and all of a sudden it's 5 o'clock and I haven't done a coaching post. Sundays are coaching posts, right? I know most of us try to do some type of a coaching invite post on Sundays because people are active. So it stresses me out, but I do try to be able to bring in like my pillars, like what's important to me, like my kids or my family. And I do, like, if all of a sudden I'm driving and I feel like I heard a song or I'm feeling inspired, sometimes I'll do like a voice memo to myself. But I don't do post ahead. I know some people schedule out their week like on a Sunday. I wish I had time like that. I don't. So mine is kind of off the cuff. And if like tonight I'm feeling super uninspired, I just stole one from the memories from before. You know what I mean? Because it's like, but then I changed it, like, because not all the language in that 2 years ago is applicable now, but it was a coaching post. And so I wanted to do a coaching post today. And so I talked about it, but then also tried to bring in the COVID and staying at home and blah, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, and sometimes I steal Sarah Davis's posts and Kelly's posts. I'm not going to lie, or tweak them. And I know that we all do that. And so I don't think that that's a bad thing. But I do think that you shouldn't steal word for word unless you sound exactly like that person. Because like even like when we're sending out invites and we just copy and paste, like some of that stuff isn't going to speak to me because that's not my language. So you're going to want to read it out loud like it is you, and like you're going to say it out loud before you put it into a post, because then I think that speaks to people more too.
Can I add to this real quick? So my hack is similar to Amy's, where I actually have my own Facebook group that I am the only member of. And when memories come up, I go through them every morning. And if it speaks to me still, I share it to that group. So when I have nothing to post, I will scroll back through and look through and say, oh yeah, that's what I need. Or, you know, because it's different content. It might be a quote that really got to me. It might be a coaching post. It might be a challenge group post. You know what I mean? Or it just might be something that I really, really liked. So I have that, and I'm talking like there's a ton of stuff in there at this point, you know? Or if I see something that somebody else posted and I'm like, ooh, I could use that on Sunday, I'll throw it in there so I don't lose it, you know? And then I can go back in and tweak it. But that has been the greatest hack that I heard years ago.
I forgot you did that. See, I put all mine in notes, but that's so smart. Like, that's awesome.
Did
And I
you
thought
say
was
you put it? Did you say you put it in Google Docs, Sarah?
No, I have a Facebook group that I am the only member of.
Me too. I do that. I'm sorry, Michelle. Did I scare you? I get a little excited. So I have. I was just going to add in there the. Oh God, I got all excited. I have Google Docs, and the ones that have gotten the most likes or attention or really grabbed me, I put into a Google Doc. I made a folder and it says Cheryl's Posts, and I made 4 other folders: Mom, Nutritional, Challenge Groups, Coaching. And the ones that seem to really, I like lately, well, through a year or so I've been doing it, I put them in there. Or I'll go back into Instagram because you could really see the ones you love. And I'll just copy and paste it. And like Amy said, I'll just tweak it a little bit. I'm not a professional, but on the days, there are 45-minute posts there. But those are little hacks that I have where nobody's going to know but you. You're the only one that's going to know what post you took from 3 weeks ago or 3 months ago. So Instagram could be your best friend. Scroll it, take it, drop it.
I think if you're using 45 minutes to write a post too, then you're not feeling it. Like, I think if you're, it should come quick. Like, if it's not, talk about something else or do some, you know what I mean? Like, do something different. But if you're sharing your story and it's not just kind of like blowing out, I wouldn't do it.
And the vulnerable posts where it make you kind of want to cry, but not even in a good way. Like Anna, I'm thinking your post, because I have not captured this yet on COVID, but that one post you have, you've got like a baby on your hip, you've got another baby, and you made such, Anna, are you paying attention? You have like no expression on your face. I'm calling you out. That post that you did with like your baby on your hip, you got like kids behind you, you were like in disarray, and you posted about it, and it was short and quick and sweet, but it spoke to so many people, including myself. I think that like in the moment when you're feeling it, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be spelled right sometimes, because that's where you're at, right? And so just talking about like, holy cow, who else is feeling this? Like, and that builds up those relationships too, you know, because you're right.
See, that's like my insecurities though. That's like my
such a good post.
Well, I always spell stuff wrong. So, and that's one of the reasons why I take 45 minutes to go over everything, because I second guess everything and I want it to mean something. And that post that you're talking about, only like a few people liked it. So it wasn't like a big thing. Yeah, no, it wasn't like a big thing. And if like, it might've been my aunts or my mom or something. It wasn't like anything. So that's why usually I like the posts that you guys do, that you're like very honest, very real. You kind of like go into things, and I like that, but it takes me forever to get that out, I guess, to find the words, like the proper stuff.
Yeah, I thought that post was great.
Yeah, and I was listening to Janelle today during her power hour, and she pretty much said that too, Anna, that, you know, you're just going to put out a post and sometimes you rethink it, and just kind of like the ladies are all saying. But for me, it's like getting those words right. I think that's where I struggle, Sarah, when you had said that, because I do, like, sometimes I just cry through a whole post and I can't even get through it. Because I always think of, if I were helping somebody, it's my mother, and I put my mother in every situation. So I think it's like my brain just runs and I can't catch up.
I always find that, like, if I listen to PD right before I'm going to do a post, usually something in there will generate a thought, which makes a post easier. It's kind of where I go if I'm stuck.
Okay. Because a lot of my PD lately is like, I mean, I guess this relates to a lot of people. It's been like anxiety during COVID and fear and things like that. But I'm like scared to post anything about that now, because I feel like I would offend somebody or not offend people. Like, I don't know. I'm scared to like write certain things because I'm scared like some people might scream at me. I don't know. I feel like this whole thing is just making me like.
Right. Don't overthink it. And if people are offended, they can unfriend you, and they're not probably your people.
Okay. Okay. That's a good point.
On that note with PD, I've actually taken to buying my books, like the hard copy, and I keep a highlighter with them. And then I just highlight when something speaks to me. I don't know if you can see that. I just highlight it when something speaks to me. And I kind of fold the page so I know where it is and I can go back and find it easily. I haven't actually made any posts from that yet, but it's a start.
Yeah.
I actually do it on my Kindle. You can like highlight in your Kindle. So like I have those and you can actually go back and see the whole thing.
Emily, I do the same thing, but I use little tabs.
Oh, that's smart.
And I have everything highlighted with tabs, little tiny things. So the things that stuck out to me, you could get to, well, it could be the same as when you bend it, but I like the little sticky things.
I like that. I'll have to start doing that.
Mm.
Cheryl just brought up a good point too. Like the after workout inspiration is always huge. And my post today literally came out of the mouth of Amoya. Is that how you say his name? Like it just spoke to me so much. I was like, ooh, I have to use this. Like I need to share this because it was how I was feeling in that moment. So
The trainers say really inspirational things, and sometimes I pause and write it down, because not that I take it word for word, but on my story, it's like a nice caption.
yeah, like I added to it, but I was like, ooh, yes. Like, yes, change your verbiage. That's so good.
Writing this stuff down.
One other thing, Anna, I don't know if you know this. I do it when I think of it, but you can save drafts on Instagram. So like if I have a picture I really like, you can start, and I do voice text because I find that if I do voice text, it's actually what I want to articulate. But then you can save the draft. So like if you are feeling something at noon, but you don't want to post it until later on in the evening when more people will see it, it saves the draft. I don't know if you know that or not, but it's helpful.
How do you save the draft? Like, do you just leave it in the comment thing?
You like do it, and I like go back to it, so you can like write stuff, say stuff or whatever, and then you hit back, and it's gonna like go back to your picture, and then you hit back one more time, and it'll say delete or save as draft. So and then when you hit the plus sign, like when you're about to, like what you would do to put a picture up, the very top row are all pictures that have been drafted.
Huh.
So
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
yeah, so if you're having a thought, you can do it, but then you want to wait till later. Yeah. There's like a top, right, Lauren showing, like the top row is drafts, and then the bottom is like whatever.
Look at that.
You actually might have something in a draft because you didn't know you hit back. I've done that before too.
Okay.
All right, what other questions do we have?
You know what? I have a quick question. I know like all over Facebook, you can go like see memories and all that stuff. Can you do that on Instagram? Like I know once in a while I have something pop up, but I don't see like memories in Instagram.
It shows up in your notifications.
Really?
It'll say posts from a year ago.
Maybe
Whether
I
it
wasn't
shows up
posting as much
every
as I
day,
thought.
I don't know.
Lauren, mine doesn't show my notifications, but if you go up to the top and hit the three buttons, if you click on archive, it shows you your stories archive, and it shows you your post archive from the past. Oh, nope, sorry.
See, but
No, the
I
post
only have,
don't show. It does show my stories, my old stories though, like from a year
yeah,
ago
mine
and
shows,
yeah.
mine shows my old stories, but I haven't officially archived any posts, so it's not like a memory.
You don't actually have to
Yeah.
hit archive. It like does it automatically.
Mine doesn't. It must be a Samsung thing. I don't get it in my notifications.
Yeah, I mean, mine literally just shows up as a tiny notification. I wouldn't notice it if I wasn't looking for it. It has like, well, you can't see that. It has like a little circle next to it.
I just did what you said, Kelly, though, and it did show up. Like, hold on. Like my stories are all there. You can't really see it, but that was the post I
Yeah.
took ago.
It shows from a year ago, yeah.
Maybe I just have to go back and look at it more often because, like, I see one from today. Like, I see like a memory from today, but maybe I'm just not posting as much as I thought I used to. Or I guess I'm gonna have to start going in there more often and checking.
But you do it both. You do it both on Instagram and Facebook, so you could
Yeah,
figure out Facebook too.
yeah.
And as far as like what to post and coming up with content, it shouldn't all be challenge groups and coaching also. Like, yes, sprinkle them in, but you guys should be sharing stuff about yourselves. Like, if you're a newer coach and you're not sure what to share, if you haven't seen a color wheel or done a color wheel, that's super, super helpful. Is like literally, it's a beautiful picture and it's got different colors and you're filling in things that you're into besides coaching, besides health and wellness. Like for me, it's paddleboarding, DIY stuff, decor, my kids, horseback riding with my daughter, like that kind of stuff, traveling. So you definitely want to sprinkle you into it because you're not selling Beachbody, you're selling you. And that's what you're going to attract other people to is yourself through those interests. And it'll help you find other people through those interests. You don't want to be searching Beachbody hashtags, or at least not all the time. You know, you want to be looking at that kind of stuff.
And Sarah, to follow up on that, if your kids are old enough, I had a hard time filling out my color wheel a couple times. I was trying to like redo it every so often. I handed it to my 12-year-old and said, fill this in, what's mom other than mom? And you'd actually be very surprised what your kids come up with.
That's a great idea. Or like soccer mom, lacrosse mom, like that kind of stuff. Because my kids are super involved in sports. So that's a huge part of our life. And that's a huge thing that I share. All right, anybody else have questions? I don't want to be the mom and have Cheryl call me out again.
But you did it with a smile, Mom.
What?
But you did it with a smile. It wasn't all serious. Get it there.
All right, guys, do you have any more questions?
So I think if I were to think back, you know, what I've been doing, and maybe it's just a comment, and if I'm overstepping, I'm sorry, but I've never done what I've done this past week. Last week you guys talked, Megan brought up about doing an Excel sheet and how she uploaded people. I'm doing it the opposite way. I am putting the Excel sheet, I'm not savvy with the Excel sheet, but once you click around, you can kind of figure things out. And the first box, you could do it alphabetical. So I track who I invite and follow up. And I put them in there. My list of 50 to 100 is for the month. And I rearranged my power hour to make sense. So I am not doing a traditional power hour because it's overwhelming. I have been more at ease this week, and oh, Lord in heaven, I keep forgetting about that thing. It's blinding. Now I got some spots. But what I did was I needed to change things around to make it less stressful because we do get stressed out. I'm at home, the COVID, the Rona, whatever is stressing me the hell out. I'm a people person. So I needed to make this functional. Now I have time in between school webinars. So I arranged it where I do 4-hour blocks. In the first hour, I do birthdays, new combos, love on my invite post. That's my 50 to 100. My 9 to 10 is only Facebook and Instagram stories. ask everything you can, but leave it with a question, or comment, but leave it with a question. My 1 to 2 o'clock box is all invites and follow-ups. Nothing else. That's it. So I don't know if this helps anybody at all. And if it doesn't, I apologize and I retract everything. And 8 o'clock to 9 is clean out your inbox. That never truly happens for me, but it is my intention to get that done. So that is something that I did on a Google Doc, and it's all the vitals. And I do get into my challenge group throughout the day. I didn't write that on there, but I tried to break up all the power hours into times where I could focus heavily on them and not feel stressed, because I never was. And I've made Success Club, which I haven't done in a long time, 4 months in a row. So for me, that's really huge, but it was because I had to break these up so I didn't have the overwhelm, the stress, the fear, and the worry of not completing everything. So I don't know if anybody wants that. If anybody needs it, I could share that, but it's become so important to take that stress out. The 45-minute posting, that was the struggle. Wording, I've always struggled with wording. Is it good? Does someone like it? Did they not? Did they roll their eyes? Apparently I don't give a shit anymore. Just lose all inhibitions and just say whatever you want to say, because you, just like you all say, and it's true, I've been doing this for 5.5 years. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. I spoke to a lady yesterday afternoon. I haven't talked to her in 2 years, but I didn't know she's like a Cheryl fan. Go figure, I have those. And all of a sudden she signed up after a call today. Done. I don't have a certain niche market. I attract people that are 17 up into 64. It is the weirdest thing ever, but focusing on those vitals has helped. That's how I'm gonna zip it now, because I'll go rabbit. Go, Mom.
No, that's awesome. I think finding what works for you is what is key to making this all work. For me, it's been finally realizing that I'm doing a power hour on Instagram, and then I'm doing a power hour on Facebook, so I'm getting 2 done a day rather than trying to like pick and choose throughout one power hour. I just focus on one and then focus on the other, and it's so much less stress.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I miss stuff. So if we don't have any more questions, I'm just going to say, let's wrap this up by, if anybody wants to share how close they are to their goal, if they want to share anything they've learned, if they want to share, if they want to keep going with it, anything, any suggestions to help, to tweak, moving forward, if you want to share anything, now's your chance.
I have to say tracking was like a big problem for me before, because I like would be all over the place, like doing my little tiny pieces of power hours all day. But I, between Sarah actually and Marna, and I don't think she's on here, I started using the Rise Up planner, and it's like everything in one place. So like I'm doodling all over it too. So like all the notes that I would have had on one notebook are all like in there. And I am writing my invite list in a notebook, because I just feel like that's kind of giving me, like, when someone is really interested, then I'm putting them in Rise Up. But for now, like just tracking my invites, I'm sticking them in a notebook. But I feel like it's just been a lot easier and like focused with everything in there, and maybe because it was written by a coach, but
What if I don't just hop back on here and somebody else has to talk?
Well, who just wrote, I don't know who name it is, 2 coaches away and not giving up? In
I
the
think that's
chat.
Melissa, right? Is that Melissa Clone?
I don't know.
And then you guys are all breaking up, but I heard Melissa. Are you calling for her or asking a question?
No, she wrote in the chat 2 coaches away and not giving up.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Melissa Clone,
Yes.
right?
Oh yeah, you're the DBHWLK. I was like, who is that?
That's me. It's my spy name. That's my code name for the evening.
You're so close, Melissa. Like you're so close.
Yay, Melissa.
I was pretty defeated that I couldn't make it work. Like over the weekend, really. I mean, I reached out to like all of my discount coaches, all of my like challengers, just killing it, and just like worked every possible angle. I think they just thought I was so crazy, and so I was feeling super defeated, but not giving up.
That's awesome. And you don't give up. I didn't hit my goal. I'm 2 coaches away too, Melissa.
Ugh.
But we'll make it happen, whether it's this week or in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whenever.
Right. For sure.
No, and I'm super close to my goals. And I think that we need to really decide with this group, like there's a lot of us on here. I'm not comfortable being done today. So I don't know where you guys stand with this. Like there's a lot of us leader coaches that have been talking, and like also like we want you to come with us, and we really want to kind of continue this, and it can be tweaked at how it is now. We want to be able to make this be something that inspires us to keep pushing, because this COVID time has shown that we do have more time, we maybe have more motivation. There's definitely a lot of people looking for something that will help them kind of get through this. And I feel like we have the answer. And so if you guys are like interested in moving forward, like do a thumbs up in this like right now, because I want to see like who is interested, and then we can start chatting and kind of figure it out, because I definitely don't want to end today. I'm not ready. You know what I mean? Yay. Yay. I don't know what that's going to look like. We'll talk about it, but I just want to make sure that people are on the same page. They feel for the fact that you guys are all, oh, look at Melissa all fancy with her thumb up. Those are like the thumbs I get when I like do an invite, and they're like, I'm like, are you flipping me off, or what is that? I'm just teasing Melissa. But yeah, so we'll definitely talk about it, but I think that we found something amazing, and I think that we just kind of went with it to see what was going to happen, and this is working for us. And so for you guys to be giving your time on Wednesdays shows that it really is. Thanks for the thumb. Shows that this is like we're on the right path. So I like that. If anybody else wants to talk about that. Sarah.
Like I said, I wasn't going to talk. Y'all have to talk.
Talking as a newer coach, I just signed up a couple months ago. So I'm not anywhere near my goal for being diamond, but being a part of this group has been the difference for me. I have an amazing coach. Megan's wonderful and provides so much to us already, but just having everybody as like this mastermind together has been super inspirational. I've got other women that I've joined with that I never would have met if this group hadn't been put together. You know, we're doing challenge groups together and things like that. So it's really kept me motivated, because it's very easy, you know, just to let your week kind of get away from you. And so like having the live trainings that y'all have had on the Facebook page and doing the calls like this is just super appreciated. So I'm down for however long y'all want this to go, and I'll be along the entire way.
Lauren, I love that. It's so true. She said it takes a village to grow a coach.
I've really learned that during this, last couple months. It's so true. It's so true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you might hear something from your coach and it just doesn't click. And then you hear something from somebody else and you're like, oh my God, that's right. And it just, when you hear from different people and you get different point of views, it definitely helps. All right. Anything else? Any last thoughts?
All right, so I have a quick one, and you're recording this, but I'm going to say it anyway. So I told Kelly like years and years, I'll tell you, years of therapy and not being able to get out of my own head. And Kelly told me to do start with Mel Robbins, and I did it. And I was like, I've had the same therapist for a really long time, and she's pretty much no nonsense. But there's something about Mel Robbins. They're saying the same stuff to me, but it just clicked with her. And they're saying the same stuff, but I think it was just whatever. I don't know if it's her delivery or whatever it was. So I think it's the same thing with coaches. Like Kelly's an awesome coach, but if I'm on a power hour and somebody just like says something, I'm like, holy crap, that's exactly what, like, it just clicks at like that right moment. So that's why I think these are awesome to just like, you just have so many people and like, you hear their struggles and you hear their, wins, and it feels good. You feel it on both ends.
Something I heard a bunch today, just talking to people, is a lot, actually 2 or 3 people said to me, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have a lot of questions. So they're ready to sign up, and they kept apologizing because they're going to have a lot of questions. And a lot of coaches say the same thing too. I've been coaching for 4.5 years, and I still have a lot of questions. So it's okay to ask them. Just don't hold them in. Ask, because I'm sure it's a question, even if it's a question that was asked already. Just like we've been saying, you might need to hear it the 4th, 5th, 6th time before it actually clicks in. So don't be afraid to ask questions.
I was listening to Craig Holiday today. It's an older thing, maybe you've heard it, but anyway, he was saying though that this business is one of the few businesses where you're not in competition. And I think that's why I love this so much, because anybody you meet that's a coach wants to give you tips, wants to have you speak on their team call, wants to collaborate. Like, it's an amazing community, and the resources are endless. Like, we all just shared how we do things. And like, I love that somebody just said that they've got kids they have to mute because they are screaming. Like, that's real. For some people, they may think they can never do this because they have children. Anna had a baby on her hip and she's trying to make the best of it. Like, we all have shit that we're trying to just work through, and hearing you can do it or other people have done it, it gives you hope. And like, hey, how are you doing it? Well, let me share it with you because I want you to succeed. Like, everybody wants people to be better in this business, and that's so refreshing.
Because when you succeed, we all succeed. Like, it's definitely a team effort. That is the beauty of this. Better together, Kelly. All right. Well, I'm going to be mom and wrap it up if nobody else is going to talk. But I do want everybody to pull out your phones, take a picture, and everybody smile and wave, and like we're having a blast and having so much fun, because we are. right. So moving forward, please feel free still to use the group. We'll keep it going. If you guys have suggestions, if you have ideas, throw them out there. Like, just, anything. We'd love to hear it, because we need ideas and we need to know how to help and how to tweak and, better together. We're all learning. And yes, Brittany said, keep sharing the wins. Absolutely. Just because maybe you didn't have your win tonight, you might have a Friday, So keep sharing them. All right, ladies. Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, ladies. Thank you. Good night.